Just when it seemed like the Harris family had finally put their troubles behind them, a shocking legal twist has completely shattered their peace. Reports are circulating, whispers are growing louder, and court documents are allegedly in play, leaving fans asking the same question: could Mendeecees be facing serious time behind bars once again? If the rumors are true, this could have devastating consequences for Yandy, their children, and even the entire love and hip-hop community. Sources close to the couple say Yandy has been crying nonstop since the news broke. Insiders reveal she's been making desperate phone calls, trying to find a way out of this nightmare. But with mounting evidence and an unexpected betrayal from someone they once trusted, things aren't looking good. The stakes are high, tensions are rising, and emotions are running wild. It all began when a sealed court document, allegedly containing new evidence connected to Mendeecees' past legal troubles, mysteriously leaked online. Within hours, social media erupted. Mendeecees began trending on X, formerly Twitter, as fans speculated about whether he might actually be heading back to prison. According to family insiders, Yandy was caught completely off guard. She was in the middle of a business meeting when her phone began blowing up with messages and alerts. At first, she brushed it off, thinking it was just another baseless rumor, until she saw the headline herself. Her heart sank. Hands shaking, she immediately tried to call Mendeecees, but he didn't answer. Panicking, she rushed to her car, scrolling frantically through article after article, each saying the same thing: that his old case had been reopened after new evidence surfaced. According to reports, that evidence could potentially invalidate his previous plea deal. If that happened, Mendeecees might have to serve the remainder of his original sentence. At home, Mendeecees sat in silence after a tense call with his attorney. The news was worse than he expected. When Yandy finally arrived and saw the look on his face, her heart broke. "Tell me this isn't real," she whispered. But Mendeecees just shook his head. "It's real, Yandy." She collapsed onto the couch, tears streaming down her face, as he took her hands and said softly, "I don't know what's happening, but I promise you, I'm not going back to prison." Then came the biggest twist of all. Mendeecees' lawyer revealed that the new testimony had allegedly come from someone inside their inner circle. Someone they had trusted. Yandy gasped. "Wait, who would do this?" Mendeecees shook his head in disbelief. "I don't know," he said quietly. Meanwhile, social media went into overdrive. Fans flooded comment sections with speculation and outrage. Asterisk, who's snitching on Mendeecees? Asterisk, this is crazy. They really want to take this man down again. Just when the Harris family thought things couldn't possibly get any worse, the nightmare deepened. Social media was on fire, fans were panicking, and celebrities began chiming in, some offering heartfelt support to Yandy, while others couldn't help but speculate about who had betrayed Mendeecees. Even the Love and Hip Hop cast was buzzing with whispers, and reality TV blogs dropped cryptic posts hinting that something explosive was happening behind the scenes. The pressure was unbearable. Yandy hadn't slept in days. Her eyes were swollen from crying, her hands trembling as she tried to hold it together for her children. Mendeecees, meanwhile, was spiraling into paranoia. His lawyer had warned them they only had 48 hours before an emergency hearing. In that time, they needed to identify the traitor in their circle, prepare a defense, and somehow convince the court that Mendeecees didn't deserve to be sent back to prison. A muffled voice responded, "Yandy, you don't know me, but I know what's happening to Mendeecees. And I know who's behind it." Yandy's heart began to race. Before she could respond, the caller continued, "I can't say much yet, but you need to watch your back. This isn't about justice. Someone wants revenge. They're making sure Mendeecees pays for something he didn't even do." Yandy froze, her mind spinning. Who was this mysterious caller? And why would anyone want revenge on Mendeecees now? The caller's final words echoed in her mind. Asterisk, someone close to you is working with the prosecutors, and they don't want him coming home again. Her blood ran cold. "What do you mean, gone?" she whispered to herself. Turning to Mendeecees, she said, "Someone just called. They said there's a snitch working with the DA." Before they could process what was happening, Mendeecees' lawyer called, his tone grim. The prosecution claims they've uncovered new financial evidence, transactions tied to you, Mendeecees, suggesting ongoing illegal activity. Whoever provided this had access to your personal records. It's someone close. Yandy felt sick. The betrayal cut deep. That night, the two sat in silence at their dining table, trying to make sense of everything. That's a lie, Mendeecees snapped, his voice breaking. I haven't done anything illegal since I got out. I don't know, Yandy, the lawyer said over the line, sounding defeated. But trust no one right now. Before she could respond, a loud knock rattled their front door. Both froze. Mendeecees stood up slowly, his eyes narrowing. Yandy's heart pounded as Mendeecees peeked through the peephole. Two officers stood outside, their expressions unreadable. Mendeecees steadied his breath. Am I under arrest? The officers exchanged a look. That's your right, one said coolly. But we strongly advise you to come down to the station. As the officers walked away, Yandy slammed the door and turned to her husband. This is bad, Mendeecees. Really bad. He exhaled, rubbing his face. If they had something real, they'd already have me in cuffs. They're bluffing. By the next morning, the internet had exploded. Rumors that Mendeecees had been arrested again were everywhere. Blogs, gossip pages, and even major outlets were running with the story. Reporters camped outside their home. Cameras flashed through the windows. Then, things took a darker turn. A well-known celebrity blogger, infamous for spilling A-list secrets, went live on YouTube. She leaned closer to the camera. According to my exclusive sources, this isn't just about legal trouble. Oh no, baby. It's about what Mendeecees has allegedly been doing behind Yandy's back. When Yandy saw the video, her phone nearly slipped from her hand. Mendeecees snatched it, his jaw clenching as the blogger went on. Apparently, someone close to Yandy found out something very nefarious about him, the blogger teased. And let's just say, it has nothing to do with business if you get what I mean, Duddy. Yandy felt as though her lungs had collapsed. Everything was spiraling out of control. First, they tried to lock Mendeecees up, and now it felt like someone was coming for their marriage. Her phone buzzed again, a text from an unknown number. Asterisk, you think you can get away from your past? Think again. The truth is coming out. Asterisk. Mendeecees stared at the screen, his face pale. Yandy's voice barely rose above a whisper. Baby, what truth? He looked at her, eyes heavy with a weight she had never seen before. Yandy's heart sank. Look at me, she demanded, her voice cracking. What have you done, Mendeecees? He finally met her gaze, knowing that whatever he said next could shatter her completely. I didn't want to drag you into this, Yandy. Yandy's hands trembled as she wiped her tears. You promised me it was over. Everything. What did you do? Mendeecees took a deep, shuddering breath, bracing himself for the confession. There was one last deal before I left the first time. I didn't think it would ever come out. I thought I handled it discreetly, but someone must have dug it up. He hesitated, then admitted, it was dirty money. I needed it to take care of you and the kids before I left. I thought I could handle it without anyone finding out. I didn't think it would matter anymore. I've been trying to put things right ever since, but now it's resurfacing, and it's endangering everything we've built. Mendeecees' voice wavered. I didn't think it would matter anymore. I never wanted this to hurt you. But now it's coming back, and I can't stop it. You didn't think it would matter? Yandy's voice shook with anger. And now they're trying to send you back to prison. He closed his eyes, the weight of his actions crushing him. I know. I'm sorry, Yandy. I never wanted to hurt you. Yandy's voice was icy, trembling with rage. You've endangered our family and our future. Everything we've built gone. She stepped away, putting distance between them. The next few days were a blur. The tension at home was unbearable. The children sensed something was wrong, but Yandy tried desperately to shield them from the chaos. Meanwhile, the media frenzy escalated. Gossip blogs and news outlets spread rumors about Mendeecees' alleged past, with headlines screaming, Asterisk, Mendeecees' secret past exposed. Asterisk calls and messages flooded Yandy's phone, from friends, family, and even fans. Everyone with an opinion. everyone speculating. Then, one afternoon, Yandy received a call that would change everything. It was Mendeecees' lawyer. "Yandy, we have new information," the lawyer said, his voice low. "Someone is behind all of this, pulling the strings." Yandy's heart raced. The lawyer hesitated, then lowered his voice. "It's someone close to you." "Yes," the lawyer confirmed. "We have evidence she's been giving prosecutors information about Mendeecees' past dealings. She's the one who started all of this." Yandy's mind spun. The betrayal was unthinkable. Kimberly, family, someone she had trusted with everything, had been sabotaging them from the inside. Anger and devastation flooded her all at once. As soon as the call ended, Yandy stormed into the living room, where Mendeecees sat, stunned. "It was Kimberly," she spat, her voice thick with emotion. Mendeecees' eyes widened, his hand shaking with rage. "She's the one responsible for all of this?" Yandy grabbed her phone, her fingers trembling. Later, she confronted Kimberly in a phone call that would forever change their relationship. "Why would you do this to me, to Mendeecees?" Yandy demanded, her voice quivering with anger. "I did what I had to do, Yandy," Kimberly said, calm but firm. "You don't understand the position I was in. You had no right." Yandy yelled. "Do you even realize what you've done? You've ruined everything." Mendeecees stood, pacing the room in frustration. "What the hell does she have against us?" Yandy wiped her eyes, her mind racing. The betrayal had cut deeper than she could have imagined, and now their family was paying the price. "Everything you and Mendeecees have always acted like untouchable," Kimberly sneered over the phone, her voice cold and calculating. "Well, guess what? Everyone has skeletons. Even you, Yandy." Yandy couldn't believe what she was hearing. The woman she had once trusted, someone she had considered family, was now unapologetic and ruthless. "You're dead to me, Kimberly," Yandy said, her voice low but resolute. "We're done. Don't ever call me again." She hung up, her hands trembling. But just when it seemed like the storm couldn't get any worse, a new twist hit the headlines. The prosecution claimed to have uncovered evidence that could put Mendeecees behind bars, and this time, it seemed like there was no escape. The courtroom was tense, the air thick with anticipation. Yandy sat in the front row, Mendeecees beside her, holding her tightly. "I'm sorry, Yandy. I'm so sorry," he whispered. But words could not heal the wound. The betrayal was too deep, the damage already done, and their lives had been irrevocably altered. The judge shuffled through the case files as the prosecutor stepped forward with a smug look. "Your Honor," he began, "we now have substantial evidence suggesting Mr. Harris was involved in financial misconduct related to past dealings. He allegedly withheld information regarding funds acquired through illegal means." Yandy's stomach dropped. The tension in the courtroom was unbearable. Mendeecees' attorneys immediately rose to defend him. "Your Honor, we request time to review this so-called new evidence. It conveniently appeared at the last minute. This is a deliberate attempt to paint my client in a bad light." The judge rubbed his temples. "Enough. I will carefully review this before making any decisions. Mr. Harris, given the seriousness of these accusations and your prior history, your legal team will be given time to respond. Until then, you will remain under strict supervision. Court is adjourned." Yandy let out a sharp breath, her hands shaking. The threat of prison loomed larger than ever. As they exited the courthouse, the media swarmed them. "Yandy, how are you feeling? Do you think Mendeecees will go back to prison? Is this the end for your family?" Yandy covered her face, unable to speak. Inside, her mind was racing, spiraling into worst-case scenarios. "We need a miracle," she whispered to Mendeecees. "Because right now, it feels like we're losing." The following days were relentless. Stressful meetings with lawyers, sleepless nights, barely any food, and constant worry over what would happen if Mendeecees returned to prison. Then, just when all hope seemed lost, an explosive turn of events changed everything. A leaked audio recording surfaced online, revealing a private conversation between Kimberly and the prosecution. The recording proved she had fabricated evidence to support their case. The clip went viral instantly, sparking a massive social media backlash. Fans rallied behind Yandy and Mendeecees, trending hashtags like #FreeMendeecees and #JusticeForTheHarrises. The legal team acted quickly, filing an emergency motion to dismiss the case. When they returned to court, the atmosphere had shifted completely. After a lengthy review, the judge finally delivered the verdict. The newly presented evidence cast serious doubt on the prosecution's case. Without credible, verifiable proof, we cannot proceed in good faith. As a result, the case is dismissed. Yandy's breath caught. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she turned to Mendeecees. He pulled her into a tight embrace. "We made it," he whispered. They left the courthouse to reporters swarming around them. One thing was certain: the story wasn't over. Could their family truly rebuild trust after such a betrayal? Should Kimberly face legal consequences for her actions? Yandy stood tall, determination in her eyes. "We always knew the truth," she said firmly. "And now the world knows it too." Even as the dust settled, one question remained. Could their family fully recover, and would Yandy ever be able to trust Mendeecees again? Hit the like button, ring the notification bell, and subscribe for more updates so you never miss the latest drama and tea.